Let me tell you this, that there is a part of you that still lives in those quiet moments from your childhood, the moments filled with silence, where you wished for a hand to hold or a voice to tell you it would be okay. Childhood trauma is an invisible wound, one that doesn't always show scars on the skin, but leaves its mark deep in our hearts and minds. And healing from it isn't about forgetting or pretending it never happened. It's about finding the strength to face those pieces of yourself that were hurt, neglected, or misunderstood, and gently pull them back into the light. Healing starts when you decide that the pain you carry no longer has to steer your life. You begin to listen, not to the echoes of fear or shame, but to the resilient whisper of your soul begging for peace. This is a journey without a map, filled with twists of confusion and moments of unexpected clarity. Some days feel like breakthroughs and others like setbacks, but every step, no matter how small, is an act of courage. Imagine your mind as a garden where past trauma has sown weeds that choke your growth. Healing is the process of patiently uprooting those weeds. You learn to recognize them for what they are: survivor coping mechanisms that once helped you get through pain, but now hinder your happiness. You cultivate new, healthier patterns of thinking, feeling, and relating to yourself and others. This is not a race, but a slow unfolding, a reclaiming of your inner peace and power. One of the hardest parts of healing childhood trauma is the loneliness it brings. Trauma often teaches us to hide who we truly are, to silence our needs and feelings so we can survive. But the truth is, no one heals alone. Reaching out to a trusted friend, therapist, or community becomes a radical act of self-love. It breaks through isolation and builds bridges to new possibilities. In this essay, we will explore the path of healing with honesty and compassion. We will look at how trauma shapes our brains, why old wounds keep replaying in our lives, and most importantly, how you can begin to soothe the pain with tools rooted in understanding and kindness. You will learn how to reclaim your voice, rebuild your sense of safety, and rediscover the parts of yourself that trauma tried to bury. Healing childhood trauma is not about erasing your past, but about weaving that past into a story where you are the hero, not the victim. It's about learning to hold your pain gently, and in doing so, unlocking the freedom to live fully and authentically. Understanding the roots of childhood trauma is like tracing the roots of a tree, necessary to understand the whole shape of the branches and leaves that have grown because of it. Trauma often begins with neglect, emotional or physical abuse, or abandonment, but its ripples extend far beyond those initial wounds. It influences how you see yourself, how you trust others, and how you cope with stress or rejection. The scars may not be visible, but they whisper in your subconscious, shaping your beliefs about worthiness, safety, and love. One of the most challenging aspects of childhood trauma is the way it rewires the brain. When you're young, your brain is like soft clay, malleable and impressionable. In response to neglect or harm, it forms pathways around fear, hypervigilance, or shame, often becoming a default mode to protect you. These patterns can stick with you into adulthood, triggering an emotional response to situations that aren't even threatening anymore. Recognizing this is crucial because understanding that these reactions are rooted in past pain helps you detach from their overwhelming power. The first step toward healing is cultivating awareness, learning to observe your thoughts, feelings, and reactions without judgment. Journaling can serve as a mirror, helping you identify recurring themes or triggers that stem from childhood experiences. When you understand your emotional landscape, you gain the power to start rewriting your internal narrative. It's about shifting from "I am broken because of my past" to "my past shaped me, but it doesn't define me." Rebuilding your sense of safety is critical. Childhood trauma often teaches us that the world is dangerous and unpredictable. Therefore, part of healing involves creating moments of safety in your present life. Small, consistent actions that remind you that not all experiences mirror your past pain. It could be setting boundaries with someone, practicing mindfulness, or dedicating time to a hobby that soothes your soul. These acts reaffirm that you are capable of protecting yourself and choosing environments where you can thrive. Connecting with others is another vital step. Childhood wounds tend to foster feelings of isolation, leading us to believe we are fundamentally alone in our pain. But healing occurs in community when we open up and allow others to witness our vulnerability. Therapy, support groups, or even trusted friends can become the anchors that keep you steady amid the storm. Remember, healing does not mean going through it alone. It means allowing those who understand or want to understand to walk with you. Lastly, patience is your greatest ally in this process. Healing from childhood trauma isn't a destination. It's a journey filled with moments of progress and setbacks. Every small act of kindness toward yourself acts as a brick in the path of recovery. With time, compassion, and persistence, you can begin to peel back the layers of pain and rediscover the resilient whole self beneath. Trauma often leaves us trapped in cycles of self-blame and harsh judgment, but healing begins when we break these cycles. Take a moment to acknowledge that your painful reactions were survival instincts, not flaws, and that your worth is not diminished by what you endured. Mindfulness meditation offers a way to anchor yourself in the present moment, creating a safe space where trauma's shadows lose their grip. When overwhelming emotions arise, mindfulness teaches you to observe them without becoming overwhelmed. You learn to notice a surge of anxiety, a flash of anger, or a lowering of your mood, and simply allow it to be without rushing to suppress or control it. This spaciousness creates distance from trauma-triggered reactions and opens space for gentle exploration and healing. Another transformative technique is inner child work. This involves intentionally connecting with the younger version of yourself who experienced pain and neglect. Visualize holding that child gently, offering reassurance and protection. Dialogue with that child, listening to what they need and validating their feelings. Over time, this compassionate conversation rebuilds trust between your adult self and the parts fragmented by trauma. It's a radical reclaiming of lost innocence and a way to nurture the resilience buried beneath the hurt. Boundaries are essential as well. Clear limits that protect your emotional and physical well-being. People who have experienced childhood trauma often struggle with setting boundaries because their early environments taught them that their needs were less important. Healing involves learning to say no, to recognize toxic relationships, and to prioritize your safety without guilt. Refining boundaries rewires your brain to expect respect and care, transforming how you engage with the world. Therapy, especially trauma-informed approaches like EMDR, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, or somatic experiencing, can be instrumental in safely processing memories and emotions. These therapies work by helping the brain reorganize traumatic memories so they no longer provoke overwhelming distress while retaining the facts of experience. If you are at the beginning of this journey, finding a therapist who understands trauma's complexity is a gift to yourself. Equally important is building joy and creativity into your life. Trauma can make you feel stuck in darkness, but even small moments of play, art, music, or nature can reignite your spirit and remind you of your intrinsic capacity to feel aliveness beyond pain. Healing is not just unpeeling wounds, but sowing new seeds of hope and possibility. Recovery is a mosaic of tiny, consistent steps, a breath taken when panic rises, a boundary set with kindness, a memory met with compassion, a day when you choose joy. No part of this journey is wasted, and every effort is an act of reclaiming your narrative, not as someone defined by hurt, but as someone healing, growing, and unfolding into wholeness.